satisfying is it to have the two and the third one already in the can? I mean, ready to show, and then you don't have to do any work anymore with this movie. I mean,
It's good to have this one completed. We still have 70 days of shooting on the third one, so we have about a third of it finished, and yeah, it's nice. I can see some light at the end of the tunnel finally.
which are the advantages to direct a film, a big film like this, which is it's not a social analysis or anything. It's more like an adventure, and it's in a way you're reinventing a genre that was dead for a few decades.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go back to what you loved as a kid. You know, when you went to the movies. You know, there's a feeling. You try to capture that. I think it's a different. You know, you take off one hand and you put on another. You know.
And Johnny Depp, would the movie be possible without Captain Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp?
No, I would not have made the movie without Johnny Depp.
Why is that?
Well, because you know, he's my partner, and it's the part that he was born to play. I can't imagine anybody else doing it.
There's a very he's not a like a, I mean, he's a very unique kind of hero because he's kind of Chaplin-esque in a way. Could you talk about that aspect of the character and how the movie's kind of comedic as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think he, you know, a lot of what Johnny does is almost silent film acting, you know, and sometimes we do sequences where they're storyboarded, and the construction of the shots is where you get a lot of the humor, and then you add, you know, Johnny's performance on top of that, and we have a really great language in terms of talking about editorial. He understands where the moments are and what the beats are, so you know, we're always conspiring, and he's like a great musician. Then at certain times you just kind of let him solo.
Would you say technology is ruining the traditional box office profits?
Which technology?
Considering that people they watch films on DV or even on the phone sometimes, and they don't go to the movie theaters, or there's a percentage.
I think there's people that are still really going to the movies, but the thing that surprises me is how long the movies are in theaters. When I was growing up, they were in theaters for 6 months, and now they're in theaters for, you know, maybe 3 weeks. So there's always the new girl in the red dress walking into the bar, you know, and everybody goes, "Whoa, who's that?" So I think there's so many movies coming out now that, and then they're releasing them on a DVD, you know, a couple of months later. It's just, you know, it's kind of a feeding frenzy.
Why did you decide to become a director or storyteller using this media?
Well, I think it's the best job. You know, you get to do do a bit of writing. You get to do photography. You get to do a bit of theater, and you get to you know, work with musicians and the score. And those are all of the things I love to do, and I'd hate to just do one of them.
Considering that the islands where you worked, they're very, I mean, the economical situation of those islands are not that great. I would like to know if the film helped to create employment or benefit the islands, or just use them as a background.
No, I think we go, you know, listen, the producers, it's much more cost effective for them to hire locals. You know, I would love to say there's a moral, you know, agenda here, but there isn't. They just want to save money, and so when they come in, they don't want to fly in people and put them in hotels and pay airfare. They want to come in and hire as many local people as they can, and in Dominica, you know, the crews were fantastic. The support we got from the locals was amazing, and I always think it's better anyway if you come and you get to meet people, and you buy your fish from the local fishermen, and you know, have a barbecue on the beach, and it becomes more of a family like that.
And what was the impact of the success of the first one, the first Pirate, in your career?
In my career, I think it's you know, it allows me to keep working, which is, I'm always waiting for them to, you know, pull the plug. So you know, I get one more at bat.